Disclosure Day is Spielberg's newest film about the American government's cover-up of aliens' visitations to planet Earth. Now, there is no doubt in my mind that aliens are absolutely real. But have you ever thought, why is it that in the films, aliens are always depicted to land in America and to make contact with Americans and the American government? Well, I did some digging. Disclosure Day is produced by the studio Universal, and I found this curious fact that actually a majority of the holdings in Universal Studios are registered to this company called ALNZ Holding. And when I did some further digging, I discovered I could find the address registered to this company. And this is their address, Milky Way Drive, California. Do you think that's a coincidence? I think not. Disclosure Day is one of the most hyped up releases of the year. It's been described as Spielberg revisiting his filmography, as Spielberg returning to the genre that he kind of invented, the alien encounter genre. I personally was really excited to watch this film. The story of the film follows Daniel Kellner, who's a cybersecurity expert that works for a secret government organization that is tasked with one thing and one thing only: hiding alien encounters from the public eye and even from top-ranked government officials. Daniel Kellner steals alien technology and is planning on releasing the information to the world, and he is on the run from the organization. We start the film and he's already on the run from the organization. During that time, we also follow Margaret Fairchild, who is the local weather girl. One day she does her weather segment in complete gibberish. This gibberish turns out to be the alien language, and that attracts the attention of the government agency that is responsible for being the alien's secret. Both Margaret Fairchild and Daniel Kellner are on the run, become both allies, task of releasing this information to the public. Watching Disclosure Day and starting with an opening scene, which is a POV shot of a wrestler getting kicked in the face by another wrestler, and then it cuts to this scene ring where Daniel Kellner being held hostage. If Spielberg is known for one thing, for being a cinematically impressive director, he is one of the greatest spectacle creators. This is a $115 million film. Why does it look like a $15 million film? An annoying thing in this film is that also the CGI of the animals and the aliens, probably I don't know if they were CGI or if they were plastic suits, because I don't know which would have looked worse. Anyways, the look of the film is not my greatest disappointment with it. The biggest problem I had with Disclosure Day is that I felt that the mystery of the aliens was a meaningless mystery. We understand that there are aliens, we understand that they are very technologically advanced, much more so than us. They have incredible powers, but we don't really understand what their intentions are, why they want to get in contact with us. And if they are so much more technologically advanced than us, how come they've so easily ended up in the care of this government agency that's been running since the days of the 60s? Ending of the film, it doesn't reveal any information about aliens, and that doesn't give us anything to understand who are these people, how is this going to change human society. The whole film feels like 2 hours of foreplay without any action. Actually, the major part of the film and the major plot drive is just Josh O'Connor and Emily Blunt's escape from the government agency. The ending was really disappointing, especially since that this film has been marketed, and I feel I got the impression even from Spielberg himself that this is it's like the cherry on top of his alien filmography, but it's really not that at all. It leaves so many unanswered questions, and that has a lot to do with the film's biggest weakness, which is its story and screenplay. Story is very clunky. A lot of the coincidences feel very contrived. The way that just Emily Blunt's character and Josh O'Connor's character were supposedly chosen by aliens, we have no explanation for that whatsoever. Even the inciting incident for the awakening of Emily Blunt's superhuman powers it's just so meaningless. This bird flies in and starts speaking to her, and then she's all of a sudden able to speak Russian, Chinese, read people's minds. Dude, and later on there's no explanation, so they give this kind of post-production explanation, which is, those aliens are so powerful, they appear to us in the form of animals not to frighten us. Seriously? Another huge problem with the story is the villains of the film. Wardex, the government agency, feels like very flat villains. The only time we get a glimpse of their intentions is when Colin Firth, his character, dives in on Josh O'Connor's girlfriend in this scene where he explains to her if she believes in God because she used to be a nun, and then he says, we're protecting people from this because what they do not understand, they start to worship. Really? The 21st century we're going to start worshipping skinny gray men? That's your big worry? That's your your big problem. Skinny gray men who can be easily subdued by a couple dudes with machine guns. Honestly, all the characters in the film, none of them have that much of a depth, or maybe we don't just never get to discover much of their depth. Colin Firth's portrayal of the villain just feels he's the worst he's ever been. It just feels like he's reading off lines. As well, this is her second bad performance of the year, following The Devil Wears Prada 2. And believe it or not, she was actually better in The Devil Wears Prada 2. Anyways, that's not really the fault of the actors, because if the story's weak, what can they do? Now, the question in my mind, as films of Spielberg, nothing has been so incredible like the Spielberg that all cinema lovers would love to see more of. The closest that he's come is The Fabelmans. So the question in my mind is Spielberg's next film gonna be any better than the past few?